Yeah, while we're on that subject, I just got to ask you because I know this is not really your business, but for the sport itself, I mean, things did seem to be falling into place for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to be fighting. Now that's not going to happen. You're not necessarily in the negotiating room, but you do talk to a lot of people in the industry. What's your thoughts on that fight slipping away from us at this hour? And is there anyone to blame, obviously, for it not happening this year?
Well, I just think it became difficult because PBC uh, uh, did a great job promoting Errol Spence, and Terrence Crawford was in effect left without a promoter. And so it became difficult for Al Heyman to make that fight uh, between Spence and Crawford, who didn't have a promoter. Uh, you know, it what would have happened if the fight had been done earlier is, and if we were promoting Crawford, we would have sat down with Al the way we did with Pacquiao Mayweather, the way we did with Wilder Fury, and worked out the nitty gritty promotional uh, deals that have to be done in order to put a fight of that magnitude on. But when Terrence's contract was up with us and he decided to terminate the relationship, he was really left in limbo without a promoter. So it became difficult for Al to get uh, both fighters on the same card, on the same track, and therefore the fight fell apart. I mean, I don't blame Al. I don't blame Errol Spence. I don't blame Terrence. It just was very difficult where one guy has a promoter and the other guy doesn't.
Yeah. And like, I mean, again, some of this is hearsay, but we hear things that, for Terrence, it's hard for him to trust, someone 1,000%. And he's not a businessman, right? He's not someone who's sort of like this. I'm not saying that you're a neutral negotiator, but you're someone who's kind of in between, who knows how the business operates. So that all gets kind of like lost in translation, right? When the fighter is trying to get it done himself.
Well, I think that's accurate. There's no blame on anybody. Terrence, chose not to continue his relationship with Top Rank, and he really, if he had gone with another major promoter who would have sat down with Al to try to make the fight, it probably would have happened. So instead, Spence and Crawford will go their merry way, and maybe when the fight is past its sell date, uh, they'll get together and do that fight the same way we did Mayweather and Pacquiao after all the back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what did you take away? I know we talked briefly about this, but what did you think of the reports that Crawford is going to get an eight-figure payday to fight David Avanesyan in December?
Well, as long as he didn't say it was coming from us, who's to argue? If somebody is coming up and giving him an eight-figure payday to fight this whatever his name, David, the Brit, more power to him. But I know nothing about these people or what they're up to. But certainly that's a big score for him if it materializes.